This episode is probably the most spontaneous one I have ever recorded. I was in Oslo this week, and on Monday I had some more time than expected and started some research on alcohol-free companies in Oslo. I discovered a brewery and a company called VillBrygg that is focused on non-alcoholic drinks. They are using organically grown ingredients to craft very, very delicious alcohol-free drinks. And I texted the owner Vanessa on Monday night that I would be interested in just meeting her and talk about the brand. And then she agreed spontaneously on a podcast interview. And this is the result. It was an absolute pleasure talking to her, not only because she was so passionate about the crafting process itself, but also because she was so candid and transparent on her whole journey as an entrepreneur and all the advantages it brings with it, all the positive things that come along with it, and also the obstacles she had to face. Super interesting episode. Have fun with number 213, Vanessa from VillBrygg. Welcome to the Pinot Pixel podcast episode number 213. Today at VillBrygg with Vanessa in Oslo. Thank you for your time. It was very short-handed, so thank you for making it possible. We want to talk about your brand and your story. So maybe you can just give us a brief introduction on how you started your company.
Sure. Thank you for being here. It was a very short introduction, basically last evening. So,
Yes.
But I'm happy we made it work. VillBrygg translates to wild brew in English, and we make different alcohol-free drinks out of Nordic wild plants and herbs and berries and other kinds of interesting ingredients that we think we should use more of. Mm-hmm. And we're really passionate about making it easier for people to make good choices. And the way that we do that is then I think we need to inspire people through amazing flavors, and then that it's good for you and good for nature is just a bonus. That's the way that we can move the system, in the right direction. So we started very much out of this frustration that we thought it was really hard to combine these two things, that pleasure or amazing flavor, all of the good things in life so often has a destructive consequence. Mm-hmm. So for example, alcohol, obviously tasty, many alcohol at least, not everything. That's a different discussion. But it has some destructive benefits, and that's the thing with also some food is tasty but unhealthy. And then we're like, why is it like that? And then what's healthy or sustainable is more boring or not desirable. Yeah. This doesn't work. If it's like this, we cannot have any positive development in the world if we always have to choose between these two. We have to be able to combine this. So we got very interested in learning about what does it actually mean. We got into the food system, learned a lot about our ecosystems and how everything is connected, and through this we found a big love for nature and understanding that we are nature is a part of us, we are one, what goes into nature goes into us and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So the solution is to take better care of nature. But then how do we enjoy amazing flavors and enjoy our lives? Well, then we have to have great products that are sustainable, right? So for us that means we use a lot of wild plants. Mm-hmm. It's organic or biodynamic. It's natural. We don't use additives, preservatives. Mm-hmm. We got into fermentation as a natural way to create a great flavor, but also natural preservation.
Some natural yeast as well?
No, now at this time we are adding bacteria.
Okay.
That's we can talk more about that in the process if you want to hear about it. But yeah, anyway, we got a lot of takeaways in terms of what we believe should be products in these days, and we just started experimenting basically. And since we're working in the restaurant industry,
Okay.
we've been experiencing that need plenty of times, that it was so hard to like recommend a good drink when somebody wants alcohol free. That you have a table, you know, and then you have a nice group of friends, and then you can give one of the part of the group, they get this whole spiel, a story about this amazing wine with the 100-year-old vineyards and the family that has been running this for generations, and they're doing everything traditional method, and la 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 la, you know, you're taken on this journey. But then the poor people, exactly, who want alcohol free, you get juice or bubble water or soda, or it's like wah wah wah, and you're friends with the starry eyes, you know, they're so excited. Well, it's just the person with alcohol free is just reduced to something less important. So yeah, I don't know if that made any sense, but the thing is that it wasn't that we sat down one day and decided that we start a company. It's a lot of different processes that happened at the same time. So it's a lot of curiosity, research, findings, which led us, me and my co-founder Cornelia, to start experimenting with wild plants and fermentation in 2017 already.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we were early early to explore. Yeah.
So you would say that the approach, or at least the chances of alcohol-free products, are storytelling. The success is driven through storytelling in restaurants as well.
Yeah, I mean, don't think when it comes to any great product, right? It's not about alcohol or not. It should be about the ingredients, the handcraft, the flavor, the process, like the experience. And then, yes, of course, also storytelling is a part of it. Everyone just wants to have a great experience. But I think that a lot of the problem is that if you reduce it to like, this is alcohol and this is not alcohol, and not alcohol is less exciting,
Yeah.
that we need to move away from that kind of discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is something that many people have to deal with. And what I've found so far is that, at least in Norway, through the taxes on alcohol, the alcohol-free versions are usually cheaper than the ones with alcohol. And in some countries, like Germany, it's the opposite, because it's more expensive to produce high-quality alcohol-free stuff. So this could be a chance. So when you say you started in 2017, you focused on the domestic market?
We started experimenting in 2017, and then we founded the company in 2018. So yeah, domestic 100%. I mean, we were 26, 27. Very much passion project. We just went out in the forest, picked wild plants, learned everything we could about wild plants. Home, the kitchen counter, making everything from scratch. We didn't think that, you know, we had some sort of conviction that this could be something that could like start a big movement, or also help a lot of people. Because yeah, so we started making everything ourselves, and then bottling, and you know, like
Small batches.
yeah, very small batches. And then we just aimed high and went straight to the 3-star Michelin restaurant in Oslo and sold it in there. And then we said, okay, this has potential, you know, very good. But it took a long time to scale, because we started without any money. We were not funded by anyone. We didn't have any savings. We basically only had the money to start the company. And there was also a lot of product development. Also, we were using ingredients. We wanted to use wild plants from Norway. It's not an established system for using that. So there's a lot of problems we had to solve, or challenges. Like, first, develop a scalable process, something that we can use excess capacity at other breweries, but also make a great product. Like the process that we were using at home wasn't really scalable. So that was one part of it. And then the other is the ingredients. Like, if we're picking everything ourselves, that's kind of time consuming, right? And also you have the challenge that the season in Norway is just from effectively May to September. So what do you do in the winter when you want to produce something and you want to use Norwegian ingredients?
Yeah.
Then you're sold out, in our case at least. So it's been a long process of like building up a supply chain where we collaborate with different farmers and foragers.
Okay.
And we're planning crops like up to 2 years in advance, and also what is to be harvested from nature, and have been built drying rooms for us. So we now get ready dried plants, and yeah, we've had a lot of rounds of product development. I can show you later in the other room. We have a lot of different iterations from VillBrygg and different flavors and experiences of nature. So, and yeah, it's just developed with time, and we're crowdfunded by almost 2,000 investors.
Oh, wow. Okay. When you say you started with small batches, and for the people who are just listening, we have cans in front of us. We have small bottles and big bottles. What was the first packaging you started with?
It was first kegs.
Oh, kegs.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because our we're super hippies starting this company. Like, we just wanted to save the world overnight. So we wanted to do everything perfect. So no waste, of course.
Yeah.
But so kegs first, and we sold it into selected places. That was like our prototype. But then we quickly found out that selling alcohol-free drinks 6 years ago, and a name that nobody knows, some like ambitious young girls with no experience, it's a little bit difficult to get restaurants and bars to prioritize you, and the taps, like they have limited space. And also to spread the brand and everything, we just understood that we need bottles. Also our idea that we could only use like reusable kegs and wash them again. Like, we were doing a lot of research if we make this like network where we could reuse the kegs and Spent a lot of time on things that today seem a bit stupid. But anyway, it was important for us to learn in that way. So yeah, kegs first, then 0.33 bottles. Then that was what we made at home. But also 0.5 with the this top that you can open, that we were cleaning, basically. We're catering like events and stuff closure. Like that. Yeah. And then we moved over to 0.33 with like crown cap. Had this little machine.
Poof. The one that we're currently having.
Not this one, but I can show you later. We have enormous many variations. It's been a very like creative process. We've done a lot of iterations.
The current portfolio is that?
Correct. Yeah.
With kegs or without? Still
no
there?
Kegs, no.
Why that?
I mean, maybe we'll bring it back, but it's still like a difficult thing, competition,
Yeah, competition. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it is in Germany, but here at least, like a lot of the large beverage companies are kind of like
present,
keeping the small ones out, and are often sponsoring the equipment and having restrictions on what you can have on the keg, and then again we're also alcohol free, and it's still a bit. We are not like there in Norway that everyone is running to the bar to drink alcohol-free drinks. And when you have limited space, then they will prioritize alcohol, beer, basically, or wine. It's as easy as that. But maybe in the future, I dream we can bring it back again.
And there is a rising demand also in Germany and Austria for kegs in gastronomy.
Yeah.
Because of waste and everything.
Yeah.
If you want it freshly poured. Makes sense.
I think it's great. We were just too early a little bit, but that's with a lot of things that we did. We just have to keep the things on hold until the rest of the world or the market we're in is ready for us.
Yeah. So you told me you have two different lines, basically. The one that is in the cans.
Yeah.
And the one in the bottles.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
So the cans are a bit like, I like to call it the soda for grown-ups. And that's made out of different juices and herbal extracts and infusions, which is blended together with water and carbonated. And there's no added sugar, it's only preserved with lemon juice. And it's like a great alternative to like a more healthy soda, but also it is a nice alternative to alcohol because it's not so sweet and it can be used in the same way. And then we have the bottles, which is like where we kind of come from, our OG thing. The cans we developed actually during COVID because we wanted to get into the supermarket because all the restaurants closed, that was our main market at that time. So the bottles are made with infusing different wild plants and herbs in hot water at different times and temperatures. And then we fermented like a lactic fermentation. Now we use like a kettle sour kind of fermentation, but we don't use any grains or anything. It's just a method we invented. There's been a lot of iterations. Like in the beginning we made mead actually, and then we made water kefir, and then we've made kombucha. We know a lot about ingredients and fermentation, so we've done many rounds, and for us now it's really important to showcase the variety of amazing flavors that we have in Norwegian nature. And we've made like a fine-tune the process that we can use beer brewer equipment, and where we can use these amazing ingredients and get the complex alcohol-free drink. So that was a lot of extra information, but going back to your question, the bottles are more like the alternative you drink from a wine glass and have with food, or it will satisfy your craving for something complex, alcohol-free. It's gonna make you feel that you're not missing anything when you're drinking alcohol-free.
Everything is fizzy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to clarify that a bit, so there's two steps. One is let's call it maceration process with the hot water. And the blending is already done before the maceration. So you say, I need these three herbs. There are three herbs. You put it in the water. You make the maceration.
But it depends. Sometimes it's a little bit different. But actually, like, I want to rewind even further because, before that, it starts all the planning with the farmers and the foragers, which I have to say. I have to mention it because it's not normal for most beverage producers. It's easier to just go online and order your ingredients. But we're actually planning them that they will be created for us.
Okay.
So we have product development sessions where we need to source samples of the ingredients that we think we want to use, and then we create a product that we are happy with, but then we often cannot produce that until a year or two later.
1 year?
Yeah, because we've done that in the winter, and we also have to make sure we have enough ingredients, right? So then we plan what is to be grown specifically for us or harvested from Norwegian nature in then that very short period. And then everything is dried, stored, and we use it throughout the year and until the process starts again. So we really work with the seasons. We're really like connected to nature that way. And when we come to the actual brewing process, we are, depending on the product, we are steeping like big, we make these huge tea bags basically. We use mesh bags that we put herbs in.
Okay.
And then we infuse the herbs at different times and temperatures to create the flavor nuances that we want. So for example, we use hotter temperatures for more bitterness, lower for more floral notes. And and then different times. And then sometimes, for example, in Fjell, we also have a little bit of lingonberry juice. So then that is added later. And it depends a little bit on the product,
How long is this tea bag process? 24 hours, 48 hours?
We usually do it during a day.
A day?
Yeah.
Okay. And the fermentation afterwards is how long?
We add then a little bit of sugar, since there mostly no sugar in the ingredients that we use. And then the process after pitching the bacteria is over the weekend, so from Friday to Monday.
So 3 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And how do you ensure that there's no alcohol created in the fermentation?
So we pasteurize the products after the 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this bacteria doesn't produce alcohol.
Okay. So it consumes the sugar, but the result is not alcohol.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So we have gone a lot of rounds with that. Like in the beginning, it was crazy. Like, because we were all about wild yeast and spontaneous fermentation, you know, that a lot of our beginning was finding back to our roots and exploring what kind of methods people were using before. Like, how can we bring that back in a modern context? So then want to do everything natural, but it's very hard to, like you say, then it's very hard to have alcohol for drinks if you have spontaneous fermentation. We find it's not possible, actually.
Because that's not steady enough in the process?
No, it will be, alcohol is a natural byproduct from a spontaneous fermentation process. That's how it is.
Okay, yeah, sure, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't modify that.
So are you satisfied at the moment with the product, or is there any iteration process coming on in the future?
I mean, there are always iterations. You might actually, you were supposed to have this in your glass. There's always iterations, as you see that on the bottles here. Now it's just very convenience. No, not convenience. That's the wrong word. Coincidence. Coincidence that it's 1, 2, 3. That's not actually, like, it's not because it's 1, 2, 3. It's because now you're, for example, drinking Skog 03, which is forest number 3. So it's the third iteration of the forest blend. So Skog 01 is one of the first bottled products that we had, actually. That was very good, but also very explosive. And this one is made out of spruce shoots, which is a very nice ingredient that we should use more of. It has like a little bit of citrus tanniny notes. And then we have nice yarrow, which is a very aromatic wild flower that has a long tradition both in food and medicine, but has like very layers of spice, kind of. And birch leaves, which creates a bit of green tea notes.
Yeah, green tea.
And lemongrass that's grown in Norway. At the biodynamic farm in Hurum. So that's funny because lemongrass from Norway, of course, tastes very different than what you get from Asia or Africa.
Where does the saltiness come from? It's even salty in the palate.
There is a lot of minerals in the birch, actually.
That's really good.
It's really good, right?
Yeah, and it has mouthfeel, it has structure, complexity. It doesn't feel like just flabby.
Exactly. So we are all about that you need to have everyone who wants alcohol-free deserves an amazing experience and be brought through like a discovery. And in our case, you are brought to it's an experience of a different sensory experiences, like, for example, of a place in nature. So this is forest, we have meadow, we have mountain, and we use then ingredients that also grow in these places. And we want to show the Nordic terroir.
Yeah. 3 grams of sugar. It's pretty low.
Yeah.
So you have the forest version, and then there is a mountain version, you said?
Yes.
And what is the other one?
This is mountain.
Yeah.
That's the one we had to pop in the freezer, so you have to taste that later.
Yeah.
And that's made out of lingonberry, which is so nice, fresh and juicy, a bit of tartness, quite sour. And then with rosemary and birch.
Also color like this?
No, this one is red.
Ah, okay.
Or like very beautiful, subtle red, like a light red wine, you know? And then we have Meadow, which is a tribute to our lush flower meadows. And there we use Meadow Sweet, which gives a little bit of almond vanilla notes. Fireweed, which gives notes of black tea. And we use both leaves and flowers in both of these plants because leaves create a good tannin grip and the flowers more floral notes. That's how we like to work with the different parts of the plants to create this different structure in the drink. Yeah, and lemon balm and coriander seeds we have in this one. Yeah.
And who's in charge of the artistic labels you have?
That is my dear friend Cornelia, which I started the company with.
Okay.
She is also, or she is an artist by nature, and makes this actually by hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're digitized. They are actually real paintings. At least these two. This one she has drawn on a digital board. But these are both exist real paintings. Yeah. So that's we want to communicate with all our senses, you know. The nose needs to be something happening and all the different layers, but also visually. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a sound, but we also have we also have little poems on the bottles that are like communicating a little message about the place in nature that we tribute. So we think that every drink is an artwork.
Yeah, so it's 360 degrees approach.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
It's our passion, you know. We didn't start this because it was a gap in the market and we wanted to earn money. We started it out of pure passion and conviction that this is what the world needs. And I think that shines through in the kind of the quality also, that we haven't rushed things. We've had like requests from abroad several times that they want to buy our products because they've been to Norway and tasted them and la. But we haven't been ready because we want to have it good, scalable, quality process. We need to plan all the crops and everything with the farmers. We didn't want to take the easy way and just start with everything imported ingredients. We've had to, like, with time, balance it out a little bit, so we have some backup and stuff. That's just smart business-wise. But we wanted to do things, not compromise on our values and what we believe is good. But now we're there, and we started exporting in May, and we're already in 6 other countries than Norway, and it's going really good in New York. And yeah, so now I think it's going to take off.
Countries are interested in products like this. The US, you said?
Yeah, we're in the US, and then we also started exporting to Germany and Austria, Belgium, Switzerland, Poland. We're talking to Italy and France, and who else? Also talking to Netherlands and Portugal, but I'm not chasing these. They all come to us, basically. I haven't gone to any of these and tried to sell our product.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
luxury situation.
I should probably have done much more of that chasing, you know. But
organic growth is not bad.
Yeah, it's good. And now, like we did 2 rounds of crowdfunding, so we are almost 2,000 investors. So of course we wouldn't have managed without a little bit of starting capital. But we're getting now really close to being cash flow positive, and the market seems to be taking off globally. So I think it was good we started when we started and had time to like mature and figure everything out. And I mean, we worked a couple of years without salary, and it was like pretty tough years, and we learned a lot, and we've grown a lot with the company. And now I feel we are a place where we are ready, both as the team and founders, and also the products are ready to scale and like take over the world.
Okay. What is the main focus of the products? Is it more like on-trade or off-trade, like gastronomy, or more like retail shops who explain the category alcohol-free?
They go together.
Okay.
Definitely, because one helps the other. So, and I mean, our mission is to help people make better choices, so make it possible to enjoy good flavors, you know? And then we have to be wherever they want to enjoy their flavors. So I think one is in the gastronomy, and there you have the amazing benefit that you have very often good people that can explain and tell the story, and that is a way of marketing more than the volume, the way I see it, or at least that's how it is for us. And a sign of quality, right, when you're in the right places. But then the bigger volumes you get from retail, like selling to people to buy home, because a lot of people want to enjoy a nice alcohol-free drink in their home or at the party or together with friends without having to go out. Also in these times where many people that have a bit less money or like expensive times, then it's really important to have a nice, good bottle you can share with people at home.
What's the retail price in Norway?
In Norway, 140 kroners.
Okay, so 11, 12 euro, something like this.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
we've been, what do you say, generous.
Okay, yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, it can be more expensive, but the market in Norway is not ready for that, unfortunately.
Where do you sell them in Norway?
It's smaller.
Where do you sell them in Norway? Is there a shop?
Where?
Is there an online shop? How does it work for you as a brand?
We sell at one place called Vinmonopolet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is...
oh, yeah, I saw the Glimt I saw over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So there we have both Skog and Glimt, and now Fjell will be launched in 324 stores in March. That's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
324 stores.
Yeah.
How many bottles is the annual production at the moment?
That is the question that I never am able to answer, which I'm always as embarrassed every time somebody asks me this question.
Okay.
So I don't know.
We just skip it. Okay.
It's just, I'm not the numbers person, you know. It just works out.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more.
You said you have to plan the harvest at least 1 year in advance. Is this something at the moment where you say it's full potential, or is there something to go higher? You say, I don't know, you're currently sitting at 70%, if you want to scale more, do you have the possibility to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we just have to increase all the time. We're all the time looking for new suppliers, planning ahead, like how much do we need next season, making like really exhausting projections, trying to guess our way 2 years in the future, you know. And then we also have looking at like backup resources in other Nordic countries, because now when we started exporting, of course it doesn't have to be from Norway. It can also be from Sweden or Finland, so that will be the next step to like be able to be prepared for the bigger volumes. And also, just for your last question, we also have other shops. It's not only Vinmonopolet. It's Vinmonopolet, and we have some other
different
gourmet retail stores, that Meny and Coop Mega, and then an online shop, oda.no.
So are you allowed to sell it directly?
We are, but we don't have our own online shop.
Okay.
Because it's not so large in Norway to order drinks online. But we are considering getting into it. We will see. And then there's a lot of restaurants and bars and conferences, hotels, events, la. Yeah.
How do you see the potential of the future of alcohol-free in general, especially in Scandinavia?
I think it's huge. In Scandinavia, we're always behind, or at least in Norway, when you get like across the pond from the continent, you know. We are, in general, many years behind. So here we have so much to look forward to. You just have to see into US, you know. They're much further in terms of the alcohol-free movement, like the consciousness around that. So I think it's massive potential. It's just started, which is really fun. It's just more and more in the media. People are talking about it. I can notice it when I'm talking to people out at fairs and stuff. When we started, most people ask us, it's interesting, but, you know, haven't you thought of making something with alcohol? And then okay, we actually even did that, but we have arrived to that we need something better in the alcohol-free section. But now it's like a completely different response. Now it's like, wow, this is exactly what I want, this is what I need. And then people are telling us their stories, without us asking. They're just telling them their stories about how they're drinking less and la 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 la. And it feels like it's something that people are really longing for and need. But it just takes time to change the culture, because alcohol is just such a part of the rituals that we share together. And it takes time to change an attitude in terms of that alcohol-free is not boring, that you can have fun without alcohol, that you can be cool, that you can be in a social setting without feeling awkward. These things take practice. And also you really need like good products that you can share and enjoy the same way as you enjoy a good bottle of wine. And then you need the complexity, the different layers. You need the satisfactory experience so that you can just switch it out. It doesn't work to do the same with like orange juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the perfect point to just stop the recording. But maybe one more question. Just my personal feeling is that the Scandinavian countries put quality over quantity. So the people, especially in Central Europe, that are interested in alcohol-free products, they look for something like this. They want to have the kombuchas, the teas, the herbal infused stuff from Scandinavia, while markets like the US, UK, or even Germany, they're focused on quantity. Like how many million bottles of sparkling wine can you make? So this is, for me, one of the biggest potentials for your products.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So you just have to exchange them, maybe. You bring yours to Germany or to Central Europe, and we might have some alcohol-free wines. I don't know.
Yeah.
Will there be any alcohol-free spirits in the future? Because I think with your knowledge on alcohol-free, high-quality herbal essentials, something like this, you might be able to do some, I don't know, gin-related stuff.
Yeah, I mean, our problem is not that we have too little ideas.
Okay.
In general, it's like we try to cut. So we have
Focus.
so many things we want to do. Like, you're totally right. Like, we can make spirits, we can make other functional beverages, we can make little shots things or side condiment products. Like, there's so much you can do with herbs. But we have to focus and because we've done, as I told you, we've had a lot of rounds of just product development, concept development, iterations, searching, figuring out, la la la. So now we just have to focus on sales and marketing. When I have put like a block, we're not allowed to develop any new products right now, until we are cash flow positive. Now we have a really good portfolio. We just push that out and get that like to everyone, and then we can take up all these like different product ideas that we have. But of course, it's always working in the back of our minds, even though we don't have it as a to-do on the board. But you're totally right. It's so much cool we can do with these ingredients. And it's like the flavors are amazing, and the complexity, and just how you can work to create the different nuances. And the fun thing, or one fun thing with using these Nordic wild plants, is that they're very exotic for many people, right? Yeah. Even for us, because this is knowledge that has largely been forgotten. And this is what is now an interesting discovery. But ingredients like passion fruit and mango and banana, I don't know, like pineapple, this is not very exotic, exciting flavors anymore. But they were at some point when they were new. But now here's a whole world of ingredients and flavors that you can explore that you haven't explored yet.
I just became a fan of birch.
Yes, right?
I love it.
Birch is amazing.
Yeah. So, cool. Where can people find you if they are interested in your story, your products?
And they should definitely follow us on socials, where we just
link in the show notes.
where we just written VillBrygg, VillBrygg.
Perfect.
That's the wild brew for you in Norwegian.
So Instagram?
Yeah.
Probably.
Instagram, that's where we are most active. We're also on Facebook, of course. We started a little TikTok, but we haven't put much effort in that yet.
Okay.
We have a website that we always need to update. We're so far behind. But follow us on Instagram and you're going to get the most important from there.
Is there an exporters or an export list of the people who have your products in the US, in Germany, in Poland on the website?
Very good question. I always forget to sell is also a smart thing. So then we have a site on our website where it's an overview of all the importers in the different countries.
Perfect.
And we will try to keep that updated.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Vanessa, thank you very much. It was amazing.
Thank you.
I fell in love with birch.
Great. And now I'm going to make sure you fall in love with some other fun ingredients as well.
And we make it to your innovation laboratory. Really excited for that.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was fun.